Right, good evening everyone. Pickle lovers, I presume you are because you're watching this. Tonight, this evening, we're going to make sweet pickle, Winnie's pickle. This is a recipe my mother gave me, handed to her by her Auntie Winnie, my great Auntie Winnie. So it's probably handed to Winnie by her mother, I'd imagine. So they've probably got an old recipe, Norfolk recipe. It's quite easy, just takes a bit of time cutting the veg up, but yeah, not many ingredients, good for Christmas time, goes with turkey sandwiches, lovely. You need a good sized pot, and a good stirring spoon. I use a wooden one. Now I made a batch earlier, which is here, cooling down. I'm now going to do another batch because I've got a lot of people to give it to. People who give me permission, prospective permission givers, and just friends and family. Yeah, so if you like your pickle, I'll show you all the ingredients. They're down here. I'll probably put you on hat cam when I make it, stick you on a baseball cap, hygiene purposes as well. Keep the old molten bit out the middle, out the pickle. Yeah, and well, just take you through the processes, show you how to make it, try and make this video not too long, and yeah, hopefully you'll like it. Alright, this is all the veg. We've got a cooking apple, bramley, cauliflower, tomatoes, probably use 5 of the tomatoes, save one for her, cucumber, 2 courgettes. I always like to put a little bit more courgette in than cucumber, so I always get like 2 sort of medium sized ones there. Onions, I'll put 5 of them in. And just to add a bit more greenery, I bought some fine beans, but my mum usually uses runner beans when they're in season, but I ain't got no runner beans and I couldn't get them very easily, so I just use them. And just as an added extra, I throw a jar of silver skin onions in. These ones are a bit big really, but couldn't get none of the little ones, didn't get to a supermarket, so they're going to have to do. You need vinegar, distilled vinegar, probably about 3 little bottles like that, or 1.5 big bottles or something. Did have a 5 litre case, but that's all gone. Whoops. There's a mustard powder, need some of that. Ground turmeric, need that. Corn flour, need that. And there's 3 ways of doing it really. This is mixed spice. This is like a sweet spice, ginger and cinnamon and stuff. But you can also do it with well, the proper way of doing it is with spiced vinegar, but I find that hard to get, so I usually just do it with that stuff. That's one way. Second way is get some sachet of spices and boil them up in vinegar and use the vinegar like that. Well, the third way that I do it is just like about 1/2 to 3/4 of a teaspoon of mixed spice. Doesn't taste too much different from doing it any other way, so it's easy really, lazy man's way. Yeah, and should end up to do with about that much pickle. A little pot half full and a big old jar, bowl. Right, and if anyone out there want to use this recipe, this is my mum's recipe, you're going to have a word of her. Any of you big boys, Cross and Blackwell, Sarsons, any of you losers, you've got to pay my mum at least 4 figures. She'll probably give you the rights. Well, upwards of 4 figures. Right, I'll chop up after tea. I'm going to grab my tea. Right, we'll start with the apple. dice the apple, I throw it into the bottom of the pan, stop it going brown, just to cover it with other veg, that stops going brown. Right, you get the idea. Save the core for the goats. Next thing we'll do is dice up the tomatoes. So you can cut the veg up as finely or as coarsely as you like, depending on how chunky you like it. The last batch I did today was quite chunky, so I'll make this one quite fine. I might probably will mix it all together and then jar it up. Just chunk it up. Like so. Do 4 more and tip it in there. Right, tomato. Put that in. Silver skin onions. They're a bit big, these ones, but they're going to have to do. You can just tip all the vinegar in there as well, save you some vinegar. So that'll all go in. Pickled onions. Right. Next thing we do, have some courgettes. I save all my off-cut greens and that for the goats. Obviously, if you don't have goats, you can put them in the composter or just chuck them in the bin. Doesn't really matter. Basically, the courgette I just half it and then cut it into slivers. And just dice them up like that. So you can do it as coarse or as fine as you like, it doesn't really matter. The veggies will never work out even. Obviously vegetables are all different sizes and shapes, so it's all a bit random, but they always come out alright. Right, and that's what you do with the courgette. Right, this is another thing that's additional. It's in part of the main ingredients, but I just put it in there to add a bit more green in the pickle, because when I used to make it, my dad said, oh, there's not enough green in that, and he's right. You've got to have plenty of green. So yeah, just chop them into little bits. These are called, what are they called? Shtuas. Oh, they're some sort of bean. Fine bean they're called, but usually you use runner beans, but I couldn't get any, so they'll have to do. Yeah, just chop them into little bits. Get a bit of colour in there now. It's just onions and cauliflower then. Right, onion. I'll use 5 onions, because once you take their skin off, they shrink a bit. So we'll have plenty of onion in there really. Like so. Right, like that. Last ingredient, the cauliflower. This one's a bit past its best, it's got a little bit going here and there, but most of it's alright, pretty good enough. So we'll cut the middle out best you can without cutting yourself. Be careful with this stuff, it's quite tough. You just separate it, get the middle out. And all the leaves, for the goats. Basically some of that is gone, you can see, so that'll get chucked, but most of it's alright. I got it a day too early really. Oh well. Ah, it's rubbish. Right. Cat in the way again. Yeah, basically you can even use the little stemmy bits like that, just chop them up. Separate it as you like. I don't think we'll leave them that big because it's a bit too big. Yeah, this one is the difficult one to cut up if you want to leave it in bits like this. Is the harder one. Takes the time, but worth doing. Right, and so on and so forth. Let's do the whole lot. There's quite a lot there. That'll well fill this board, so what I'll do is I'll cut it up and get it in there and then carry on. Right, now it's time to add the vinegar. All the vegetable ingredients are in there. I'll put the vinegar that was in the pickled onions is in there so far, and so is one bottle. So we've got 2 more bottles. You can see the level of it there. You want to yeah, a bit more than that. You want it halfway up the veg really. So a little bit more. That'll do. Right, that should be plenty. Next, we turn the ring up from number 4. It goes up to 6, so that's like 2/3 of the way up. We'll let that simmer. Once it comes up to heat, that'll sit there and simmer for about 15 minutes before we add the rest of the ingredients, which I'll show you now. Yep, as you can see, it's quite full. That's why you need a big pan. But that will shrink when it heats up. That'll shrink down a little bit. Some moisture come out of it. Right, it's now starting to simmer, so about 15 minutes, and we'll add the sugar. I forgot to mention, yeah, there's nearly a bag of sugar goes in it as well. Obviously, that's why it's sweet pickle. Got to stand it with the ingredients, didn't I? Nice. Wind's up and it's raining out there now. Get the door open and let the smell out. Right, that's nearly done with simmering now, so what we'll do is we'll make up the turmeric. You want 3 heaped teaspoons of that. And if you're not using spiced vinegar, or you're not making your own spiced vinegar up, you'll have to use this. That's what I use. Roughly, be careful it. Roughly that, about 2/3 of a spoonful. That'll do. It's quite strong stuff, so yeah. Mix a little bit of vinegar in. You want to work that to a smooth paste. Right, a quick stir, bubbling a bit much. Yeah, it's ready for the sugar now, so get that to a smooth paste. Stir it around. More vinegar. More vinegar. do it. That'll mix down into a paste now. But basically get it to a smooth paste like that. Oops. And mix it in. Right, we'll do the sugar first. Right, let me find the sugar. Right, we'll put almost a whole bag of sugar in. Most of a bag of sugar. I mean, if you've got a sweet tooth, you could put the whole lot in, I suppose, but you ain't doing that. Yeah, just mix the sugar in, let it dissolve, stir it up. And yeah, turmeric and spice. A little bit crumbly this one, but that'll mix in alright. Basically just got to dampen it up so it don't stick in balls. Mix that in. Starting to get some colour now. Put some vinegar around here. The rest of the turmeric that I missed. I'll do. Otherwise we're just going to make a mess. Right, now just going to put 3 level dessert spoons of mustard in there. You don't want too much of that, so 3 level ones, and that'll do it. Right, we've just got to simmer that for another 15 minutes. And then add corn flour. That's done. Lovely old job. Right, we're pretty much simmered now, so I can make up some corn flour. 5 if you want it a little bit runny. 6 if you want it thick. Heaped dessert spoons. Right, so that should make it up quite thick. There's six there. Like I say, 5 if you don't want it so thick. 6 if you like it a bit thicker. So, yep. A little bit of water in that. Mix it up. A bit more water. Funny old stuff, that goes really claggy and then it just frees up. Funny old stuff. Corn flour. Yeah, we're simmering nicely now. Go. Yeah, a little bit extra water makes it free up. I don't know why, it binds really weird, this stuff. Right, and when you pour it in, you've got to stir vigorously like this. And when you hear it going all gloopy, that's thickening up. Got gloop in there. Right, as soon as you stir it in well, take off the heat and we're done. And basically you just allow that to cool overnight and then jar it up. I'll show you what I do with the jars in a little while. Yeah, that's your pickle. Winnie's sweet pickle. Beautiful. Right, cup of tea time. It's the next morning now. Lovely day out there. Got a load of jars ready, different sizes, because some people aren't too sure they like it, so I just give them a little one. And, yeah, look at that. Awesome. Big old pile of pickle. Now I just put the jars in the oven overnight, well, for 10 minutes last night and let them cool down. Lids all washed. That's what I use to get the pickle to the jar, otherwise it'd be a bit of a nightmare tipping out of that. Yeah, it's a gravy train thing, so right, all you do, just put it all together and stir it up. You see it's fairly thick, that's what we want. Tip it in the jar as best you can. Now you will get a little bit around the edges and that in these small ones. Easy does it. Bloop. And so on and so forth till we're all full. It's going to take me a little while, so I'll switch the camera off. Bring it back in a minute. Right, and there we have it, all jarred up. 27 various size jars. Now, next thing you will do, get a little bit of damp tissue and just wipe the thread area on the top. Just make sure there's nothing on there. And you can put the lid on that and then wash the jar. So yeah, we're pretty much there now. Just got to put all the lids on, clean the threads, put all the lids on, rinse the jars, dry them, good to go. Right, there's the end result, all washed. 27 jars, not bad. Anyway, I hope you like this video. If you like it, hit the button, thumbs up, hit the sub button and the bell if you want. My normal viewers might not be too keen because they want to see me finding stuff, I reckon, but unlucky. Anyway, I'll be making more metal detecting videos in the holidays, and well, hopefully I'll find something worth videoing. If I find anything, I'll put them up. Yeah, like I say, not hard to make. Have a go. If you get bored of the Christmas holidays, get some ingredients together. Have a go. I've now got someone winging their way here right now to pick up their bit. So yeah, enjoy. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Metal detecting, hopefully.